Retro anime. How did we find it? How does it hold up? Unpacking the ins and outs of being an old school nerd and proving that 80s kids can't remember a damn thing right. These are the mindless midlife musings of the anime nerd.
Welcome to Mindless Midlife Musings of the Anime Nerd. I'm Rick, and I'm joined by the rest of our panel, Brian, Vic, and Lynette. Hello, everyone.
Hey, people.
Hello.
I could have
Well-
sworn he would have, Vic would have said something in Japanese or something.
Konnichiwa.
Well, today we take a sobering look at anime fandom in the 80s as we join the rest of the club in Otaku no Video.
on,
Otaku no
pause.
Video. Yeah,
Pause.
yeah.
Sobering?
Sobering.
Huh.
You gotta admit, man, some of these hit a little close.
Yeah.
Okay.
I
all
know. Some of these hit a little close.
right. I just want to make sure we were all watching the same thing. Like,
Yes, we
Yes,
were.
yes, yes.
It was terrible. I was like, wait a minute.
All right. Hang on.
Like, I feel attacked.
I feel
Yeah,
personally
right?
violated. All right.
look, so, all right. Wait. We can forego all of that. Because
I have a whole thing. I have a whole thing prepared. It's gonna be fine. So
okay.
why can we forego it? You want me to go ahead? I'll go.
I want you to. Parts of me wants to save this.
You could
Parts
at
of-
least let him get through the intro.
I know, but the thing about the intro, I don't think the intro is truly going to capture.
I feel like this is
you're
going to be
unnoticed.
an AA meeting for anime enthusiasts. I should just go, hi, my name is Lynette. I'm addicted to anime and
Portrait of an
cosplaying.
otaku. All right. Guys, all right. Otaku no Video is a 1991 Japanese original video animation produced by Gainax. It is written by Toshio Okada and directed by Takeshi Mori. It was released in 1991 to an audience of 9. It failed miserably. Animego subsequently released the OVA with English subtitles on VHS in 1993, DVD in 2002, and Blu-ray in 2016 and 2024. So it did get some notoriety as time went on, sort of becoming a cult classic, as it were.
Yeah.
Um,
all right. Sir.
It's a behind the scenes of how we had to go get anime in the olden days.
it is
like when they were-
absolutely.
When they were having their little powwow and the guy shows up and he goes, I've got the whole season. And all you see are like 6 VHS tapes. And everybody's just like, oh, I was like, I feel
Man,
really
it
bad.
was
'cause
a blast from the past.
It's like,
Right?
okay, whose house are we watching this at?
Right? Exactly.
Which for us, 9 times out of 10 was Rick's.
I'm just it.
Yeah.
Some even the animation, I was like, are they trolling me? Like, it's like,
Seriously,
what if
It's like,
mindless
this is like
and,
teenage me.
it was very. That's why it is a sobering look. So the anime, to stay on track here, spoofs the life and culture of otaku, individuals with obsessive interests in media, particularly anime and manga. If you are listening to this podcast, congratulations, you're one of them. As well as
oh yeah,
it's
we,
sort of-
we might as well go ahead and just put that out there. This entire time we're saying anime nerd, but we actually have a term. We're otaku.
oh, without a doubt.
Yeah, your membership cards are in the mail.
Seriously,
That's why you went to Japan. That's why you went to
that was
Japan.
anyone to go
That's
get them.
right.
Yeah, he had to get them printed. They're
Laminated
and
laminated.
lettered by a Japanese calligraphist.
They folded the steel that was used to make the print 400 times.
This is right. Oh my god. All right, so yeah, this anime is it's a parody of
Is it? Is it?
it's a parody in a sense. It is a parody of many of the societal viewpoints around otaku culture. There are parodies of the negative viewpoints and parodies of the positive viewpoints. And
Man, we're using these words like parody. It doesn't feel like a parody. If anything, it felt like it really did feel like propaganda against it. So like the soap opera community decided to come out and say we need to snip this in the bud, and we're gonna make a whole bunch of propaganda. Like it was made from Dare, but instead of drugs, it was anime.
Like when they chased that guy down in the
That
second
was
oh
episode,
You mean the
hilarious.
Chris
my god.
Hansen
I was
thing?
it
Yeah.
was funny
Yeah.
and then
Let's
sad at the same
catch 'em.
time because I was like, I think I've seen that bag. Have we had that bag before?
The Chris
Shit,
Hansen
it's like I'm
thing?
pretty sure I would have had
Yeah.
that bag inside of
Yeah.
another bag just to be safe.
Right?
Oh my god, guys. So yeah, so the animated sequences are meant to be sort of an endearing look at what it is to be embraced by otaku culture, and we follow a character named Kubo, as he leaves his yuppie shtick and becomes a full blown otaku by reconnecting with his old high school friend Tanaka, and and then we they counter that with all the negative viewpoints with these portrait of an otaku interviews, which are
Mhm.
done so very, like you said, Chris Hansen style, just very like they've
Bold
blurred their faces and
faces.
changed their voices, like this shameful thing, because listeners, if you're younger, that's what it was felt like. That's what it felt like
Mhm.
to be one. Like you were being shunned by society, like you were this pariah that was hiding in a cave surrounded by, depending on your fandom, various paraphernalia. Sometimes it was books about Satan if you were a D&D fan. Sometimes it was just pornography if you were, watching anime, or it was
Hentai.
whatever
Hentai.
yeah, there you go. Or it was, if you were comic books, like it was a whole other, I mean, every fandom had this negative connotation to it in societal culture. And
Mhm.
this anime shows both sides of that. It shows
Look,
the fun, this Kubo like being embraced by them and learning to love it, and but then at the same time being shunned by the normals, the normies,
Mhm.
but then these portrait of an otaku bits
Which
were
for
a lot.
the listeners that haven't, the Portrait of an Otaku were all live action bits.
Yeah, thank you, Vic. They're these live action segments that they cut away to, and it's absolutely
but
just like
ironically, it
docu
Yeah.
still had an
style.
animated feel to it.
Yeah, they filtered things.
Okay, so all right,
Yes.
I was like, man, it still feels like I'm watching.
Was the
Like it
scripting.
was.
They were
Mhm.
yeah. It was
It
something
was.
else, man.
But the parts that I loved was when they were talking about like cosplaying and
Yeah.
the gun, like the model
Mhm.
gun. We have to make a model gun. I can't do a BB gun because that still shoots projectiles. But he's like, but it's still it's not a gun, is what he says. Like really intense. And I'm sitting there going, yeah, how many times did I have to tell people mine is not a weapon, even though it's 6 feet
Yeah.
tall and has a spiky end at the piece?
It's
Yeah.
a tool.
It's a lot of
My
that,
Saturn
and it
staff is not a
yeah,
weapon.
it's not a weapon. Yeah, man. It was to watch this is to get a real glance at to what life was like as an anime nerd in that era, or any nerd in that era. And I kind of like
Look.
that about this anime is that it shows different archetypes of nerd, right? There's every character has their own, like the character Hino's like the film school nerd. He's like talking about the effects.
Yeah, you
and
had
all
the
that. And then
military nerd. You had
you had the military
sci-fi
nerd. Yeah.
nerd. And
Everybody had a niche, and so we were all represented.
It was Revenge of the Nerds without the revenge.
I don't know, man. There's a little bit of revenge in there. Uh,
Uh,
I
can I say if anything,
Yeah.
if
Yeah.
anything, we live in it's I hate to be so cavalier about this statement,
Go ahead.
but the persecution that we used to receive as an anime nerd otaku
Yeah.
was real.
It was.
And this is a great job of highlighting the societal bias that we used
Oh
to
yeah,
have
it
to
was that
experience.
way until like I want to say the early 2000s. So from the 60s, 70s, 80s, and 90s, it was
We were
pretty
Like
bad.
cartoon kids. You were
if
cartoon
if
kids.
you
That's pretty
if
much
you
it.
grew up if you grew up watching anime on Toonami, you're welcome because you are standing on the shoulders of closet executives and closet people who have had to damn near live like Anne Frank with our admiration of this.
You had to
Without
it
carry your
really was
manga in a
something.
paper bag like it's alcohol, right? Don't.
Like it was smut. Like it was like you couldn't like it couldn't even be. It was amazing. Um, so this anime to get to the anime, it
Mhm.
it opens with our main character at sort of a low point, but you don't know it yet. You're just sort of like, what's the deal? So it's 1991. It's winter, and you find this kid crashing in his office or in the office. Like it's obvious in office, and he's answering the phone after being woken up for sleeping on. He's sleeping under his desk. This is where he's at in life. And it not for nothing, he just kinda bitches about, being called on New Year's or something, and then kinda, like, goes back to sleep sorta thing. And then boom, you get a title card, right? There's no reference, there's no information, there's no setup, there's just this is the thing that happened. Um, you get this flaming intro of epicness with epic music, and you get a banger Gynax character group shot at the end of your intro, which with all
Mhm.
the typical Gynax like things, like the senseless posing, the bounce, all of it's all there. Like everything that you've watched about anime, it's all fucking there. Um, it's and then
let's
we're
let look,
yeah,
we gotta Gynax, right?
Gynax, yeah.
What are
Mhm.
for the uninitiated, what are some
Mhm.
of the popular things that they have done that way we can paint the picture? It's not
No, yeah.
Mhm.
Let's
like
turn to
Gynax is
let's turn to our technical advisor, Vic. Hey, Vic, you want to spout off some Gynax for us?
Well, you have things like Gunbuster, Evangelion, and oh my god, I'm drawing a blank. And there's so much. It's like either directly done by them or worked with them. Let's
Did you see the
see.
subtle call out to your for super dimensional do you
Fortress
remember
Mountain.
love?
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Subtle? Was it
It's a lot
subtle?
of
Because it
words.
was
I just
very
know it was
Oh yeah.
it
it
was
was
very it was very
it was
subtle
very
as
in
like
your
a
fucking
billboard.
face.
But you also had like Wings of Honiamis, and
Oh yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
there was
Okay.
a lot. Let's see, films.
Now
There's
Nadia, one
no
of the
wait, yeah.
cutie honeys.
Gynax, yeah, Gynax did that, Gynax did that. They did a lot. They're a
Yeah,
big
they're not
deal.
responsible
Appleseed.
for Gundam, are they?
Pardon?
The what?
Are they responsible for Gundam?
No.
No, they're not responsible for Gundam. They're responsible for Gunbuster, but not
Hmm.
Gundam.
Right.
Yeah,
Yeah, Fooly Cooley. They've done a lot.
a lot over the years. They're a big name. But yeah, so I love that. I love that there was so many not so subtle references to so many other actual genuine anime. I love that they did that rather than like make shit up. They're like, no, we're just
Mhm.
gonna call out the real titles. And
And that's great. That would be considered pop culture for them.
yeah,
Mhm.
absolutely. Yeah, it was. It
So
was great. The
and
yeah, go ahead.
another thing that I love that they do as they go between the scenes, especially when there's
Mhm.
like a time skip, if you will,
Yeah.
is they have the anime juxtaposed with some real life events that are happening on the day that's supposed to be coming through.
Yeah, most of it's fake, but it's supposed to like sort of like illustrate how society kind of was at that time and the sort of things that were going on. And
And the
I
thing
love
about
that.
it
I
is,
did.
some of them is fake, but you don't know it's fake because they keep on bringing in real. Like when they did
Yeah.
the Wings of the Holidays,
Yeah.
of the holidays.
Wings of
Wings of the
Holidays. Yeah.
holidays. When they
Yeah.
put that out there and they
They
put the
did.
date, I was like, "Holy shit!"
Yeah. And they did the actual genuine release date for Super Dimension Fortress Macross. Do you remember love? You're welcome, Lynette. And they
Thank you.
did.
I got so tongue-tied. I was like,
yeah.
you know what? I'm just gonna say the end of it.
So they had a lot of those like real moments in fandom, but then they like also cut them with like these fake things like a 16-year-old beating up homeless people, like shit like that.
Yeah.
Like to me, that one stuck out because I was like, that's the kind of bullshit that the news would do when they wanted to slam like D&D. Because that was a big thing in the 80s. D&D is satanic. Your kids are going to be in a cult. It's this horrible thing. It's worse than fucking Kiss. Like it's the devil.
It's hilarious
itself.
because I'm pretty sure none of us joined a cult.
Not a single one of us. Yeah.
Speak for yourself, sir.
Okay, 3 out of 4 of us did not join a cult.
Well, that's like dentists. 4 out of 5 dentists recommend this cult.
Yeah, I mean, it's basically a consensus at this point. But yeah, so that's the kind of stuff like those title cards that had these like incidents, like the prime minister getting like 4 years in prison and shit. Like all of those were connotations to negativity surrounding fan bases. And it was
Did the
like, this
emperor die?
weird-
Was that a real one?
I don't think it was. I don't know.
Look,
It might have been.
Actually, I think that one may be because it was a
That
switch
one may have been
from
real because the end of the
from
Showa to Heisei.
yeah.
Yeah. So that was legit. Showa to Heisei was a legit transition period.
I knew. I was there. I remember that like it was yesterday.
Vividly, yeah. I think you were, yeah. That was very fond moment in your childhood. So yeah, it was neat. Go ahead.
With the portrait of a Otaku though, things
Fucking
that
hell.
used to get me when they kept on putting their birthdays on there, and we got to see exactly how far away from our age those guys are. I like,
Yep.
man, we're
As much as we proclaim ourselves to be these, like connoisseurs or titans of fandom and whatnot, we ourselves were riding on their coattails. We were standing on their shoulder. And these guys had it even worse than we did. As far as
They had to
societal
make their own figurines.
dude, fucking crazy. I loved that it was all garage kids that turned his empire.
Yeah.
Turned it. It was fucking great.
It was cool.
All right. To this anime, the character Kubo. I swear I'm gonna get it right at some point here. He is a quintessential.
And I'll give you kudos, you do.
I appreciate that. He is a quintessential normie, right? He's ignorant of all this shit. He's a tennis instructor or player, I don't know. And he's like got the girl and he's got his friends and they go out drinking at night and all this shit. He's a standard, I call him a yuppie.
He's
And
a
he just
salary man, right?
yeah, and he just rando runs into his friends or not his friends. He doesn't know these people. He runs into them on the elevator. He's leaving, and they come in, and boy, oh boy, I was just like, fuck, these are my people. Like she starts talking about a Harlock sticker, and they're talking about like costumes and shit, and I'm just like, this is great.
Sticker.
And shit was fire. I was like, this is awesome, and then his buddy Tanaka rolls in. And he's like, hey, how you been? Whatever. It's fucking great.
And apparently Tanaka has some clout with these guys.
No, yeah, he's there. He is without a doubt the leader of this ring. And so yeah, so it was kind of funny as it was like my note was the nerds have entered the chat. It was great. And there's only one thing I'll say is that the one character I don't like is Miyoshi. I don't like that dude. He's the wrestling expert. I'm like, this guy fucking like I don't like him at all.
Oh, he's a wrestling otaku.
Yeah, like he was gatekeeping.
Damn.
Gatekeeping like Napoleon complex kid. I don't know. I just didn't vibe with him. But everybody else was chill. I liked him. So you're very slowly following Kubo in his transition to nerddom. And I love it because they not transfix it, but they intercut it with him trying to maintain a relationship with his current girlfriend. And it's
Nah,
always at
hold
the
on.
same fucking restaurant. It's always the same, and she's just, like, slowly like, she's already semi-disinterested the moment he mentions his friend Tanaka and what he's doing, she's like, "So how's tennis?" Like, she's just not even,
She
like,
don't care.
I don't even wanna we can't even talk about it. Don't mention that shit in front of me. Like, what is wrong with you? Like, you don't do
But
that.
all right. As that progresses, we have to
Yes.
talk about the first first bump of the cocaine, if you will.
Let's
When
go ahead.
yeah, when he goes over to when he actually checks into Hotel California and they present him with his first series on VHS.
Oh my god, yeah.
I was like, cue Hotel California right then.
Was it? Absolutely. And it was so, like, man, what's the word I'm looking for? Like, it was just so nefarious. Like, they're like, "We've got all these tapes." And there's, like it seems like everybody's just getting closer to him, and they got him in this little circle. It was fucking hilarious.
And you can feel so many of the 1990s Dare commercials and stuff like that. The drug, like, if all your
Peer
friends
pressure.
drive off a bridge, are you gonna drive off too? Or this is your brain. This is your brain on
This
Oh
is your
my
brain
drugs.
on
god.
drugs. Yes.
So fucking great.
Yeah, and it would fit that ad perfectly. I mean, he comes in, there's the guy sleeping in the hallway, there's
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's
people just huddled
fucking
together, just they questionable.
But in
literally
their
yeah.
ecosystem, everything that they're doing makes sense.
And it's all from a place of wholesomeness, right? They're
No,
just
no,
genuinely
no,
loving what they
no,
do.
no, not hopefulness, efficiency.
If
They're doing everything that they're doing based on efficient fandom. They want to be able
Efficient wholesomeness.
right. They want to be
that's
able
fair.
to yeah.
They wanna
The
share
yeah,
it, and they wanna share it in its entirety in the best way possible. And I appreciate that because when he does get to meet these kids and they get all their intros and their little bios and whatever, he immediately starts being shown their fandom. And they do intercuts with every one of them talking about, like, their fandom, and him, like, learning to appreciate what it is that they're so passionate about. I loved that. I loved all that.
which comes up. They actually say, um, it's so cool that you're able to be so passionate about it because that's what he's been fighting with in regards to tennis. You know,
Yeah.
he's good at tennis, but he's not passionate about it. And they
Yeah.
just caught him on the right one, on the right
Yeah.
time and says, well, look, this is what passion is supposed to look like. If
Yeah.
you don't have anything in your life that allows you to experience this is what it's supposed to look like. And he immediately gets addicted to their passion.
Yeah.
And the line there's a line that comes up later that they say in a commentary, but I'm save it. I'm gonna save it.
Yeah, I mean, you can go ahead, drop it.
No, because it's important. It's
Alright.
important
Okay.
to say it when it comes over.
Alright, that's fair. So, Kubo is, he's out on a lunch
That
date
was
with his
better.
girl.
That
Thank
was
you.
better.
Who is so very less interested in what he's saying. Like he's talking about a social taboo. It's like he asked her for anal in the middle of lunch or something. She was so like, "Nope, we're
Yes.
not gonna talk about this right now." And then it kind of like segued into tennis and whatever. So he's later he is at a I don't know, festival of some kind. He's working a booth and then he gets to kind of wander around and he runs into his buddy Tanaka, who is dressed as none other than everyone's favorite Gundam movie trilogy antagonist, Char Aznavour.
The identity
Fucking
thief.
hilarious.
Which which brings up a very interesting statement.
Yeah.
Or yeah. Cosplay does not care what size you
Yeah.
are.
Oh, at all. Or what
No.
color you are, or if you have the wrong hair color, or if you're the wrong, you know what I mean? Like it doesn't even care if you're the wrong gender. It just it's not supposed to. This is why I brought this up because I wanted to talk a little bit, not a lot, but just a little bit about Sato, the girl, member of the group. She's dressed up like Yurusei Yatsura, and she's
Like
slaying
Lub.
it. She looks adorable. And Kubo's very like taken aback that she's out in this outfit, and he's very blushing, and he's kind of like, "Oh my god, like is she like what the fuck? Like who are you?" And he's like, "You've totally met her before." And it's because cosplay can be very transformative, especially because it changes your outward, not just your outward appearance, but your inner appearance. Like you feel
You
empowered by being dressed as
right.
these characters. And that's really great, and you see that in her, and I loved that, where she may have been a little more subdued, she was more open and herself and when she was Yurusei Yatsura. And I also love that she is, while yes, she's a sexualized character in that moment, she's never sexualized through the anime. Like she's never a love
No.
interest. She's never used as that. She's never a conquest. She's always just one of the guys. And I love that about her character because there are so many girls in otaku and fandoms that that don't get that. Like they're treated other than that. And it's so important that she's there and she's just one of the guys kind of thing. I know it's not the greatest term to use, but it really is kind of like that. And
But
I love
she's
her. I love her for that.
and she walks in authority.
Yeah, absolutely.
In
She's fucking
authority.
great.
So yeah, she's not just one of the guys. She's an expert. She's a SME, if you will. She's a subject matter expert. And they treat her as opposed to
Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah, she's great.
It's a knock for equality. And
She's a
I'm
great
glad that
character. Yeah, and it's important because it's one of those things that, like, at least in fandoms and nerddoms from our youth, like, it was always a little more like that, right? It was always kinda like that. Like, if you had a girl in the group, it wasn't like, "Ew, it's a girl." It was like, "Oh, tight, come here, look at this thing." We just wanted everybody that liked what we liked to hang out.
yeah, we didn't want wedges anymore. We were tired of the
Yeah.
wedgies.
Yeah, without a doubt. So anyway, so Sato's character, I liked her a lot. I liked what she represented. I liked what she showed because in a time, the 80s, when sexuality was like on the rise, like everybody was exploited, women were exploited. I mean, yeah, come on, ads in the 80s, let's get real. To see a character that was portrayed in a strong, wholesome, like she was great. She was great. And I just like the way they showed her, and I like the way that they showed her transition, from who she was in the elevator to who she was in cosplay to who she becomes later as an executive at his company. Like all these little, like this sort of thing for her. I don't know. She was a fun character. I liked her. Maybe even
Which brings
underused.
us to one of our first portraits of a otaku. And this is the guy who not
I fucking loved. God damn, I loved these things. They were so terrible, but I loved them because of the questions.
the
Like,
last
just,
question they ask him, do you have any
oh,
friends?
do you
And
have
he's
any
like,
friends? It's just the
who are you to
longest
ask?
pause ever. Why would you even ask me something like that? Shit.
Some of the stuff
Oh,
I was just
wow.
like, why are you gonna?
And
Why is he in a dark room? Why do you always have to put them in dark rooms?
and
Why is
every
he
single one
pixelated?
of them,
Yeah.
every single one of them was that shit. I loved it. There was the other one, the one after that, where the guy's like a computer engineer. He's like, but these days I have a life. I'm like, oh, bitch, please. And they're like, have you ever worn
Look,
costumes? I don't see what this has to do with anything. Why are we bringing this up? It's not like I'm ashamed or anything. Like,
Right?
look, so in the commentary, they says you can see he's actually wearing an anime t-shirt underneath his shirt.
Jesus Christ. Oh fuck. It just that's what it was like. That's what it was like. Like that's what society saw fans. Like, and God help it was something big. Like I love that these days I can go to a Marvel movie and everybody knows who the fuck I'm talking about, when I
Now.
say Bruce Banner.
Now,
But fuck, dude, you try talking about Superman in 1988, like there was like Chris Reeve, and you're like, no, you see in the multiverse, there's and they don't want to hear that shit. Want to hear that shit? Let's just think of Ogre from Revenge of the Nerds. That's how it was.
Aren't you a little
Yeah.
old to be reading comics
Exact
or watching
fucking oh my
cartoons?
god, how many times did you hear that shit in your life?
Well, first of all, fuck you. Second of all, your mother never loved
Yeah.
you.
Did you not get hugs?
Look,
Oh,
man,
fuck.
I'm so jealous of kids nowadays. Like Gabe, I'm so jealous of him. I've never said this to his face, but the way he's able to just embrace dinosaurs in life, god damn, I wish I had somebody who cared about me like that. You know, my dad wanted me to go ahead and become a mailman.
Really? That was his
But
goal for you?
everything I
My
have
dad
going
yeah.
yeah, he's a you know, you can become a mailman or work corrections. These are
You
not
yeah.
these are
Go on.
not the jobs of a dreamer. And that's one of the things that I love about this is damn societal norms. You can
Sure.
not only can you do something great within this industry, you can get to the point where you are just building industry. You are a tie-in. I
Mhm.
know I'm skipping ahead so
No, but
far.
absolutely, that is
They
Kubo's
found the
journey.
dream
Is
and they
that
ran with it.
that is his
Mhm.
journey, and it's great. So at the end of this first episode, and I know I'm skipping a bunch of the details, like several of the Portrait of an Otaku. There's the TV archivist guy that records everything, who went to America in search of the ultimate video cassette collection. And there's, um, but yeah, so they I loved
Oh,
all that.
those like afterwards or
Yeah,
after they
the
how they
stats
show
and
them
shit
Oh
that
yeah,
they
the
yeah.
statistics afterwards.
the
Oh
statistics
god,
was
yeah.
probably the hardest thing to watch because again,
It was. Yeah.
it's in Japanese.
But also that's how it's perceived. Like that's how the information was
Mhm.
perceived by society.
But so I
It's
was
just
like looking at
it's
the
great.
numbers, like, man, them some numbers. I wish there was a way I could understand it. At least I'm glad they using Arabic numerals.
Oh my god. The Portrait of the Otaku, the guy who's watching porn and he developed the glasses to reduce the mosaic. That shit
Yes,
just
that's the one where the guy in the commentary goes, I can't really watch this part because it really makes me uncomfortable."
the
I
cringe.
was
Oh my
like
god.
I was
And and they ask him, says, "Have you ever thought about like I don't know having sex with a real person?"
Right,
He
like,
said,
"Do you have a girlfriend?"
no,
Yeah,
he
that's
says,
the one, "Do you have a girlfriend?" And he was just like like
he says, but the character, she sure is cute, isn't she?
Yeah,
Don't you
it's like
find her
just
cute?
completely a virgin. So they there's a couple there's a easily a 5-minute chunk there. That's my version of picturesque fandom. And it's when they're all waiting in line to go see Nausicaa, the Valley of the Wind. And they roll up with artwork for Macross Do You Remember Love? Like, these are my 2 things. They put the 2 things in one sequence. It
Right?
was fucking
It's
hilarious.
almost like it's almost like they saw from the future our top 10 episode and
Right?
Yeah.
They ran with it.
It was great, but I loved that, and I've experienced that with you guys in ways, waiting to see the latest movie and then, like, geeking out about something else, like, that shit's great. I wish if we'd have lived in Japan back then, it'd have been dangerous for me. So,
Oh god, we'd be broke. Like
without a doubt,
100% of the time.
bro,
s
look,
yeah,
when it comes to sculpture, the sculpture aspect. Matter of fact, I'm gonna go ahead and say this, Vic. I am so glad that you are as I make jokes about your disposable income all the time,
I wish, but gone.
right? But sir, you are responsible compared to some of these motherfuckers.
I like having a roof
fair,
over my head.
fair.
No,
Yeah,
a very spacious roof, mind you.
a lovely roof. So, the anime episode 1 does end with the title card being the release date for Macross Do You Remember Love, which I thought was very funny.
Mhm.
And then we get a credit roll.
But before that part.
Yeah, go ahead. Yeah,
So, we got just to give you some backstory. Um,
absolutely.
Kubo
Oh, that's right.
Kubo
Please.
apparently has a big falling out with his girlfriend, and she says, and she's had it. If this is going to be what your life is about, and you're going to do this, this is it. So he's trying to hang on for one last go, try to get a job. Him and Tanaka are just miserable, and then they decided they're going to become otaku kings, right?
Yes.
And it's Kubo who is now the passionate one in this. And he's like, we can do this. And Tanaka you may have the vision of how to execute it, but it really is Kubo who's the one that's driving this now. And the commentary at that point, it says, it's quite often that the converter has more, basically says the converted has more passion than the converter, than the person
Sure.
did.
Yeah.
And I was like,
so much truth up. Yeah, that cut deep. I did very much love that. He wants to be the Otaku king, and I'm like, fuck yeah, dude, get it.
Mhm.
And that is this great moments where he's embraced it. He's like, fuck it, I'm all in. We're doing this, and it's kind of a great moment for him as a character. It's just fun because he's giving up on the norms, and he's like, I'm gonna do what I love. Fuck everything, doing what I love. Dreaming.
I loved when their talk about Otaku World. I was like, aren't
Oh
those
my God.
conventions?
Dude, so
See,
great.
where people can dress how they want to and be the character that they want to be. And I was just like, that's a convention.
I'm not saying I've never dreamed of building a theme park based on all anime ever, but I may have dreamed about building a theme park based on all anime ever. It was awesome. So yeah. So the next episode starts, and it's all about this is how they're going to do it. This is how they're going to take their fandom and make it something. And it's Garage Kits. Fuck yes, it's Garage Kits. So show how to make Garage Kits. And then
now we
Yeah.
never, mind you, this is also in it's still mid-80s.
it
according
is.
to the
Episode's
time frame.
85.
Mhm.
The episode 2
Right.
starts in 85. Yeah.
So again, this is not something that we would have been exposed to.
No.
Yeah, by the time we got to it, we were in full Gundam models and paint.
Yeah,
Right,
and
by the
garage
stuff
time
like
it
kits
got
were not
here-
a huge thing here.
No, yeah, in 85 we'd barely just gotten Robotech. Like we were very as far as in the anime hierarchy, we were still early on. We were still
Yeah, we didn't
Voltron.
know what anime
Robo-
was, but we were enjoying it.
Yeah. But yeah, the Garage Kits exploded this time over there. And Tanaka wanted to make it like this mail order bootleg service, and Kubo was like, no, brother. We're gonna do it right. We're gonna start a business, and we're gonna get a license, and we're gonna do just
Yes.
this whole thing. And he
Pretty
turns
much
it
became
into
Good Smile Company.
he fucking turns it into an empire, and it was so funny to watch that happen. It was just like, damn, get it, man, hell yeah, follow your dreams. So they get into Garage Kits. He builds an empire. He's like a corporate guy, and Tanaka and him are standing there observing the world that they've built together. And he's like, "You've finally done it, Kubo. You're the Otaku king." And he's like, "No, I cannot claim this title yet." It's like I'll have another dream. I want to build Otaku Land and make Yoshiko regret ever leaving me.
Okay, you're going off, buddy. But look, that's the we've all had dreams, right? And the
Sure.
great thing about having a dream is there are times when the dream is just it's wild, if you will. You don't know how to bring real world applications and translate your dream into that. Um Kubo was a college student, and apparently he was a business grad. So he was,
Apparently.
you know what I'm saying? So he was
Oh,
able
yeah.
to turn use his education to actually make the things happen. And
did.
that's a powerful statement as well,
Yeah.
And it was moments like that that made me think about, like, again, you and Vic, all the wonderful dances of Jack Sparrows that you guys have done over the years, and how you were able to build machines, and that after you build your machines and your servers and stuff like that, you've actually
Yeah.
turned it into real world
Usability. Yeah.
usability. So
Yeah.
in reverse, but
It it is the natural evolution of some of those characters. Like it really is. And yeah, no, I agree. I thought that was great. I thought it was really great that he was able to use his business acumen to turn something that is essentially like Frankensteining bootlegging. I don't know how the best way to describe garage kidding, but and turn it into like a real thing and a lucrative business. And it works out really well. And he decides he wants to build an otaku land, but to do it, he has to like get more money and more notoriety. So he wants to build a factory in China, and they need a proprietary character, so they invent one. And it's great. It's very smart stuff, clever business stuff. And everything's going really well until money, until greed takes over. Until that's ultimately what the end of it all. They sell out their passion for greed. That's basically what happens.
now the lady
go ahead.
who sold out, who was she?
She was an employee. She was the artist employee that came up with the proprietary character. Yeah, she was the one. She was their first staff member, right? Because they started their business with just the two of them and her. And
Yep.
she was just a passionate otaku like them, and they started this business together.
And then
And
she
yeah.
gets married to a banker.
Oh no, that was Yoshiko. That was his girlfriend from college.
Huh.
That was why it was just that much of a slap in the face. It wasn't just that he was losing his company. It's that he was losing his company to the girls, the reason he fucking made the company. Like he
Yep.
made the company to make her regret having left him, and she marries the banker that steals his company. Like some just absolute terrible shit. And that I think that's the part that probably frustrated me the most, is that on that board were all of his friends, and they all voted
Yes.
him out. Like that was
I
cold.
would have shot that club up. I would have shot that building up. Look, there's no way in the world. There is no Shogunai. There is no there's nothing in the world that would not have made me go to my car, drive to a pawn shop, to tell them, hold on, I have something special for you guys. I want to express my gratitude. I see and come back. They would have-
I mean, it's Japan, so you would have had a hard
Oof.
time with the
Yeah.
obtaining of the firearm. But
But if this
yeah,
was
I feel you.
America, good
I
Oh
feel you.
yeah, you could have gone, 3 miles in any
Literally.
direction, be fully
You'd
armed.
have been fine. So yeah, it was a rough moment for our boy Kubo. But he comes out the other end of it all right.
and now we're back
He
to 1991.
he's at his low. Yeah, he's at his low. And he ends up running into his boy Tanaka, who is really down and out.
Yes.
Like he looks strung out, like he's like on death's door. And in a really great show of character, Kubo is not mad at him, which is probably better than most people would be.
Yeah, he just wanted to know why, but he
Yeah.
didn't hold a grudge or anything.
Yeah.
I'm not that kind of person.
Nah, I'm not that kind of
No.
person.
Mm-mm.
After all that work, that would be hard. It would be hard
Right.
to be civil, but he
I
is.
have to weigh my
So
karma points on whether or not I
Right.
want to smack him. You know what I mean?
he's a better man than I. That
Oh,
is
for
for
sure.
sure.
I am a forgive but never ever forget.
I have a
He
3-year-old, and if I have a chicken McNugget and she wants to have some, I'm mad at her for the rest of the day. And you think
Yeah.
I'm gonna let that happen? Nah.
Nah.
Nah. No way. No way.
Yeah. So there's more. I don't mean to break from the storyline, but there are some more portrait of otakus. There's the one guy who's playing the computer porn games, the visual novel things, and
Mhm.
it's more of that like. Do you ever think about actual sex with like a real person kind of stuff? And it's really that's just those are very funny. But Kubo forgives his boy Tanaka, and he decides they're gonna start an animation company now. And it's great because they have a very sobering moment where they realize that neither one of them know how to draw. So they bring back their homegirl whose name you'll have to forgive me, anime fans. I don't remember the character's name.
Fujikara.
She's great. She shows up and she draws like a crazy person. She's awesome. I wish I could draw that fast. That would be fucking
Mhm.
badass. And then they showcase like what a garage
Bootleg
anime studio
animation.
is. Yeah, what that's like. And I love
Essentially,
it. It's
Daikon
cool.
3 and 4.
There you go. And that's basically how you do it. You just kind of did it and you took your pictures and you threw it together. And they did a really great job and they created a character. And I love it because it's just a slap in the face to the industry. At the same time, it's like so very common. It's the exact same character with different hair color, the slightly altered costume, and
Mhm.
mascots.
It's the
They're like,
same, but different.
just different enough that they can get away with it. And she's the main character that's featured on the box art and all that. So pink hair, the bunny ears, and they make all their own VHSs and they go out and they screen it. It's essentially the story of this anime and, like you said, the Daikon intros, and they succeed. They create yet another booming business. He turns that into a thriving empire, business empire.
Yes.
And he finally gets his Otaku land, Tokyo Otaku land. And god damn if I do not love Otaku land, because
Wait, before you keep on,
go ahead.
I forgot the name of the animation company, which was
Okay.
Giant X.
Giant X, yes.
Which if you change the
Mhm.
T, it's Gainax.
Yeah. It's fucking great. And the the centerpiece of Otaku land is an amalgamation of the Super Dimension Fortress Macross, the Gunbuster, the Yamato. Like it's just all
It
these
was
like
beautiful.
things mashed together into this massive centerpiece. Where a Disney World has the castle, they had this massive super robot. It was fucking awesome, and I loved it. And I was like, I'll go to that theme park any day, yo. Uh, but then they like they do this thing where there's like a nuclear explosion on the far side of the moon in 1999. Like it really gets very
Mhm.
sci-fi at this point. And all of Tokyo is like underwater now.
Yeah, and they
And-
go to 2035.
right, yeah. Um and they're like in submarines going under the ocean. It gets very off the wall at this point. And they come across the sunken remains of Otaku land in their old age, where they are rejoined in spirit. It's very much the end of Titanic. Just saying.
Mhm.
But at the bottom of the sea.
It's very much the end of
Mhm.
Titanic.
Yes.
Just they're rejoined by all their old friends while Celine Dion hums in the background.
Oh, they're walking at the bottom. Oh, they're dead. Oh, they're dead.
And then their amazing centerpiece ship blasts off into space. And thus ends this saga. It's fucking wild. It's wild.
It's very cute. The
It
comments
is.
go. The comments go. This is where it goes completely fiction, or something like that.
Yeah.
Fact.
Something along those
Absolutely.
lines.
It's total horseshit at this point.
And we actually, I would say it's the end of Titanic. But technically, this part was done before Titanic did it.
You're right. Titanic stole
What?
this shit, which I mean, hey, I'm just saying, known anime fan and longtime listener, Cameron, he absolutely probably watched this and is like, I'm gonna end my movie this way.
Mhm.
Matter of fact, it wasn't even Yamato. It was the Titanic.
Yeah,
That's
there
why
you
the
go.
imagination it was not even Yamato. It was the Titanic.
Jim, buddy, I know you listen all the time. Just go ahead and just I don't know, put that shit on Blue Sky or X or whatever. Just let us know. We know. We all know. It's okay. You can admit it now. You're about to make another gajillion dollars with Avatar. You're fine. You could just say you ripped off Otaku new video. It's fine. So, it's a cute, wholesome, yet sobering look at what it is to be an anime fan. It's a lot. It's a lot. My musings are not musings. It's a call out sheet. And Andrea, this is for you. I'm gonna say it fast though, but I promise I'll give you the list for the
Rapid
for the show
fire.
notes. We're talking Gotcha Man, Yamato, Urusei Asura, Captain Harlock, Mobile Suit Gundam, Dirty Pair, Space Adventure Cobra, loved his cosplay by the way, Lupin the Third, Super Dimension Fortress
Yep.
Macross, Royal Space Force, The Wings of Honiamis, Gunbuster, and so fucking many more. There were so many anime references in this. It's not even funny.
If it was popular at the time, it was referenced somehow.
Look, you know what was not in there?
Go ahead. It didn't come out till no. It would have been in. It could have been in this. It wasn't though. Go ahead.
Akira was not in this.
I didn't see any references to it either.
I didn't either.
No. You're not wrong. Oh
I thought
god.
the whole Otaku land with the whole city in the middle
Yeah.
of like he did it somewhere, but that's more Macross if anything.
Oh, without a doubt. Yeah, there was a lot of. It was anytime it was like sci-fi. It was very much Gundam meets Macross. Like, and then they had like little spatterings of like
Everything
Space
else.
Adventure Cobra and other things, but it was always like those were the big bits. It was fucking great. It was something else. So yeah, guys, man, closing thoughts that this is gonna be fun. Who wants to go first? Volunteers? All right.
I'll go. I'll go.
Yeah, all right, Brian. Brian. Otaku no video. Was this your first time watching it?
Yep.
Awesome. And I assume you watched it dubbed? Did I have it dubbed? Subbed. It's the only way I have it, right?
I watched it subbed, and I watched it with apparently with the commentary,
Apparently with the commentary track on.
which
All right.
I've never done before. I've never done before in life.
You've
In
never
life.
watched anything with commentary?
Right. This
My man.
was, I think, for this because it was jumping back and forth. It made sense to watch it with the commentary because they were giving you some tidbits themselves,
Yeah.
on it, and you could tell it hit home for them as well.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So,
So expand. What did we think? How did we feel? Does it hold
It's-
up?
it holds up. It's tastefully done. I think there's only one bit of nudity in it, and that's from
The game.
yeah,
Portrait of an Otaku.
yeah, Portrait of an Otaku. So even the jiggle counter, the jiggle breasts, tastefully done. And they could have gone all the way in terms of like a hentai otaku, and they chose to just really keep it more socially based, and each one of them related back into each one of the portraits related back to the story. So at first you're wondering what is this doing here? And then you realize, wait a minute. What exactly are they trying to say? Are they saying that it's worth it in the end? But I know for me, it wouldn't change. I wouldn't change the way I feel about anime in this, and I'm glad I've grown up with anime still being an important part of my life.
So, would you recommend it to a young audience, new anime fans?
No, I think you need to. You need to. Nah. I wouldn't recommend because I think about people like like there are UFC fighters who still try to this day try to make fun of people who watch anime. And while that sect is such a small sect of people, it still stings when you hear people try to, but at the same time, if you think otaku is bad, look at the fandom for like wrestling. Bro, those guys go hard.
Insane.
Those guys go hard. I think he's the one person that I did not like out of all of the friends was a wrestling guy.
Yeah, same. I didn't like him.
Yeah.
But I didn't like him for another reason that I'll get to in my final thoughts. And but I do agree with you. Like he was like, I don't know, he was extra.
Well, he hits close to home to me. I know
Yeah.
somebody like that, and I
man.
don't have to say. So
You're good. You're good. All right. So thank you, man. I appreciate that. We'll go Lynette. Lynette, hi. I assume
Hi.
you were also a first-time Otaku no video.
Mm-hmm.
All right. So let's hear it. How did that hit for you? I imagine for you who participate in a bit more of the fandom than say Brian, maybe this has a little more meaning for you.
I think it felt kind of like a documentary type thing. Like they could have played it off where it was a documentary. Because every time I was like, yeah, I did that. And then it's like, yeah, I did that too. And then you're seeing like them, what was it, the one where they're LARPing, the night scene of the
The guy in the military in the camo and
battle
shit.
fight?
Yeah.
Yeah, and he's like, normally I'm wearing a mask, but it was hot and I was sweating, so I decided to do the makeup instead. And I was like, that is exactly what I would say too. Like, because you have to explain why your costume is different, right? Like, so,
Right.
like I had, like when I did my Chobits costume, I have the ears,
Right.
but the ears actually worked as like an echo chamber for when I walked outside. So there were times where I'd put the ears behind my ears, my real ears, right? But I'd have to explain. I couldn't really put it here because it gets really echoey, and I just want you to know that I'm not trying to not be the
Yeah. It's like
character.
I'm not
I just can't
misrepresenting.
hear.
I'm in compliance. I'm in
Yeah.
compliance.
Like you just
For
have to
safety
kinda
reasons, you need to
explain.
hear.
Right? Or if I put or if I went to drop or like when I was walking around in my huge kimono thing with my Saturn stick, every once in a while my staff would fall down and I'd have to go, "Don't worry, you guys, the world won't end." And everybody's just like, "It's okay." So, like I kind of had to feel like I had,
Right.
when I'm seeing those scenes, I was like, "Oh yeah, that's kind of." Yep, and then we're waiting in line for the movie, and the people walk by, and they're like, "What are you waiting for?" And
Dude,
"We're waiting for a movie." "What movie?" And you tell them,
that
and
one
they're
hit
like,
hard. That
"It's
one
a
hit hard.
cartoon? You're waiting for a cartoon?" I was like,
Uh,
oh,
Oh, man.
yeah.
all the anime arrows.
I feel like Boromir in that moment. It's like, fuck, third arrow.
So I felt like it was one of those, it was it felt like something that I would tell my nieces and nephews. Back in the day, I used to walk up the hill both ways in the snow, just to get a figure eight. That's kind of thing. Or
Now
And
you
then
can
you
order 'em on
decide to
Amazon.
animate.
you don't know the battle of, like when people do this. There are only a few people who know what you mean when you say, "This was my life."
Right?
Oh man.
Kids nowadays, they don't
Sure.
realize we're all older than Google.
Oh
Right?
god, I love
Yeah.
it. I
And
love it.
for the people who don't realize this, you put your 2 fingers down to record and also
Yes.
copy at the same
Yeah, she
time
was
for your
sorry. Yeah,
VHS.
listener, she was gesturing with both fingers because you're hitting both record buttons and play buttons on the deck, so you can copy what you're.
And you
Yeah,
couldn't
this
do it
is
with one finger.
critical. No, I had to because
No,
you had to
it
hit
had
play
to
and
be
record because the
Yeah.
record button by itself didn't do it. It had to be play and
Yes,
record,
it
and you
play
had to hit
and
it on both
record.
on
They
both
made it so
devices
overly complicated back then.
It was
simultaneously.
it
Yeah.
was always hard, and the timing.
Yeah.
And heaven
Yeah.
forbid you were doing TV where you had to, like, pause
Oh
and
yeah.
then
Yeah. Forget that noise. So
Yeah,
yeah.
this is what it kind of reminded me of until like the second episode where it was the last half and the
Yeah.
commentary said, this is where it gets fake.
Yeah.
And I'm like, wasn't some of this stuff fake already? But he felt like he had to. This is where it's
Yeah.
not real.
This is where nothing's based on reality. Yeah, it was.
Yeah. So
Oh
I
man.
enjoyed it. It kind of hit me in the feels a bit. I was like, whoa, what happened? That's not. Yeah, that's really how it happened. But yeah,
Oh shit.
but like Brian, I would not recommend it for the younger, mostly because they wouldn't know what the VHSs were in the video, or
they wouldn't understand it.
yeah, or why we had to hide in like dark, shadowy corridors, trading things like we're trading drugs.
Yeah, they wouldn't comprehend it.
Yeah, they would be like, "Why are you doing that? Can't you
Lucky
just go
little
to
bastards.
Target?" Oh, that-
Man, all right. All right, cool.
yeah.
Yeah. All right. Vic, you're up, my friend.
Oh boy. So
Wait, first time or had you seen it before?
I kickstarted the Blu-ray.
All right, just me. I asked everybody else. I have to
Yeah.
continue on the,
Second
So
time.
go ahead.
So, first and foremost, the fact that this was supposed to be a spoof of the Finding of Gynax, which is a little frustrating because Gynax came to popularity and they pissed it all away to the point that just recently all their properties were divvied up from companies that were born from former Gynax employees, which thankfully they, everything got split up properly that way, which is cool. But also, I love the fact that the Portrait of Otaku, all those clips, everyone in them were Gynax employees. So, like the first one supposedly was the president, and so on and so on. So
Right.
like everyone else, it's like this hit really close to home because it's like that's how it was back then. It's like, and we're seeing the Japanese equivalent of what we had to go through. It's like
Yeah.
a lot of it was like the same but different.
Yeah. Yeah.
And it invoked like a feeling of nostalgia.
But not
Not to
always a good
mention,
one.
it was beautifully, the animated sequences were all beautifully animated.
Oh yeah. It was gorgeous.
And that's a staple of Gynax back then. When they worked on stuff, it's like it was quality work. I mean, Wings of Honiami's, Gunbuster, Brian's favorite Evangelion. Everything was animated well.
Yeah, hold on. You're just saying I'm the only one that was traumatized by that one? Is that
No,
what
I
you're
didn't
trying to say?
say I didn't say you were the only one traumatized. I just said it was your favorite.
My therapist
difference.
still tells me to get in the mech. I don't know what the deal is. I can't look at Fanta. I can't. Anyway, go on.
But yeah, like Lynette was saying, it's like, oh God. I feel like anyone under the age of 20 would probably not understand a lot of the things that were going on in these two OAVs. It's like, it feels like they wouldn't grasp that we actually had to go through that kind of crap, to enjoy what we enjoy. Nowadays, it's like, yeah, I can just go to the Walgreens down the street and, pick up Gundam. I can go to Walmart and pick up, Bleach and One Piece figures or movies and everything. Back then, we had to, our options were drive, we're going 20 minutes north to Suncoast, or we're going even further to the other video place that we went to in Dadeland. It was, time and effort had to be put in. It's like, oh, and those were for official releases for, for the fan subbed and dubbed stuff, because let's be honest, it's probably less than 5% of the stuff was ever translated officially for the US.
Mm-hmm.
A lot of the stuff back then was bootleg. It's, almost the entirety of Dragon Ball before, what is it? 4Kids started with the original series, but it was like at 6 a.m. on a Sunday.
Sure was.
And they only did like, I forget how they, in South Florida, we didn't get the entire series.
We did not.
We only got
No.
it for like 15, 16 episodes.
And they
At
they
most.
ran it. Yeah, they ran it a little bit. They ran it with Techno Man, which was really funny, and
Mhm.
like the two in conjunction. And it was it didn't. They stopped. Yeah, it was
Yeah.
terrible.
And then the same thing with Dragon Ball Z. It's like it wasn't until it hit, that and Gundam hit Toonami that we had easy access to anime. We didn't have to blow $30 to $40 for 2 episodes or find, a 30th gen VHS copy and and even then we really didn't have access to the merch,
No.
you know. And cosplay, it's like that was
No.
like highly limited. It's like conventions were tiny. They were more like gatherings,
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
so
They were they were like AA meetings. Because
right?
you
They
really
were.
couldn't
Yeah.
go out. Not like nowadays. Like you can't
Yeah, I mean
nowadays people are walking down the street in their costumes to the
right.
convention.
It's like what was
Yep.
it during that time? Like Comic-Con. Comic-Con was, I believe, held at a Holiday Inn at those years.
Yep.
Yeah. And it was just comic books.
Yeah,
Yes.
so it wasn't until I want to say the early to mid 2000s that everything finally started blowing up and it's become more mainstream. And then once COVID hit, it's like it became like super, super popular.
Yeah.
I think theatrically we've had like 12 films this year in the US released,
Pretty cool.
which in the 80s and 90s, you're looking at a midnight showing at a theater that was 2 hours away.
Yep.
We didn't
Been
have
there,
that
done
kind of
that.
luxury. Yeah, I still remember going
True.
to Vampire Hunter D on South Beach at we caught the 11:50 p.m.
We
showing
did.
on a
Yep.
Saturday.
Yep.
That was the only showing.
That was wild times, man. But yeah, that was
But
how
yeah,
it
it's
was.
like
If you were lucky,
yeah,
it was some art house installation that ran it, and it was usually like an animation club.
yeah.
It wasn't just like anime. It was in like a
Yeah.
Mhm.
anyway.
Animation or whatever. Yeah,
Yeah.
I remember when I lived on Camp Pendleton, we'd have people who came back from Japan and they would have the VHS. Of course, there's no subtitles, so they just be like, "Look what
Nope.
I got," and you put it in, and you're like, "I have no idea what they're saying, but the pictures are cool." And
I
Right,
then
it
of
looks
course it's
yeah.
cool.
the
You
Marine
say you
Corps
just
base, so
assume, you
it's
just make up what's going on.
you might go, "What's going on?" Yeah,
Mm.
but then of course if you get those ones, you're limited to what that person's choice is, right?
Pretty
That's
much.
how your anime got shared. So
It's true.
being on a military base, you're looking at hentai. Being you're going somewhere else, you're looking at other
Facts.
things,
Yeah.
and that's how that goes.
Yeah,
You
and I
know.
know for
Mhm.
us, Rick, myself, and Brian, thankfully Rick's mom was pretty much cool with us, coming over to watch, all the latest VHS acquisitions that were made and whatnot.
Yeah.
So that was
Yeah.
always cool. But yeah, it was like I say, it was a love letter for the time, and
Yeah.
Mhm.
it's literally a nostalgia trip. So it's like if you were alive, if you were just freshly born in the 70s, 80s, or 90s, I think it's worth a
That's
watch.
freshly born.
If you're like I said, if you're like I said, 20 or under, I feel like you probably won't get a lot of the references. You'll be like, well, that's weird, or
You definitely won't recognize the computers.
No.
well, to be fair, no one should recognize the computers in the US because we didn't get those lines.
Yeah. It was
PC-88s or PC-98s, it's like those Japanese computers, we never got those here.
Never
So-
mind. I don't recognize anything. I'm done.
You're good, man. But it was it I agree with all of your assessments. I do. I think that this is an anime that's difficult to share with a younger audience. If you're born in the 21st century, this might be a little challenging to watch. It's still entertaining.
Absolutely.
But I think that I think younger audiences might find it more fiction than anything else. Like, nah, like that kind of feeling. But it wasn't. It was a lot like that. I think that it would be so cool to have an Otaku no Video US version. Like the challenges that US fans faced. Like fan subbing.
It's
That would be
called
crazy.
mindless
Like that.
midlife musings of the anime nerd.
Yeah, and no, I just like the challenges they faced were obtaining and maintaining their fandoms in a world that already supported their fandoms, right? Like they were living in the area in the world that produced this material. They were just shunned for liking it,
Mhm.
right? It was even worse in the US because we didn't even have it. Like it wasn't like it was on TV and you had to do the record thing. Like you had to
No.
obtain it through black market channels and like importing it like somebody was, hiding Cuban cigars on their persons to get it to you. It was kind of crazy to be a US anime fan. And that's why I feel like as great as this was and as sobering as it is to show the fandom and the effects of society's view on fandom, there's another level of challenge to it that never got covered and it's probably worth
We had to
discovering.
basically sign up for this ass whooping.
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah, we
Amazing.
had to,
Yeah.
make a
Um,
conscious decision to do it.
And for
The-
this, yeah.
So while I agree with all of you guys, I do. I want to talk about the thing that I said I was going to talk about, which is the character, the character that I talked about not being a big fan of Miyoshi. I didn't like him. He was an accurate representation of a particular fandom, but the thing that I didn't like was his toxicity. Right? He was the nose techniques that could take down a Yakuza in 10 seconds flat guy. Right? The toxic masculinity and Napoleon complex kid. Like he was that guy. And he was also the gatekeeper. And it was a real subtle throwaway that they did when they were all in the elevator at the beginning. And he was like, man, those know nothing newbies, like he represented the elitist fandom, the people who thought
Yes.
that they knew more than everybody else. And you guys are, man, whatever, like a bunch of amateurs. Like there was that. And I think that's why I didn't like him is because that he represents, in my opinion, my strong opinion, what anime is becoming. There's a level of gatekeeping and judgment that is being placed on within our own fandoms now that is affecting people's ability to enjoy and be embraced by these groups. Where Kubo was able to be indoctrinated into this group and brought into this circle and introduced to all of their passions, and he accepted them all, and he was like, "Oh, that's so cool. Oh, wow, that's really neat." Miyoshi represents the version of that fandom that would never have fucking talked to him in the first place.
Mhm.
That
Yeah.
would have made him feel like he didn't deserve to enjoy those things. That would have possibly, in this day and age, been the bully. In this day and age, being the character that, and I'm so sorry to make the correlation to this, to make a poor girl take her own life over it. Right? To be that level of toxic. He was just like I saw like he there and it's not like those guys didn't exist. Those versions of fans existed in the 80s and 90s as well.
Yeah.
But they seem to have become the norm now. And I'm seeing a lot of gateway or gatekeeping in anime now. And that's not healthy. That's not great. The whole point of cosplay, the whole point of liking anime, the whole point of it is that you guys were the others, right? And now you have an opportunity to share your love and passion about something. And talking about people like they're know nothing newbies or or like being just this bullshit machismo. I can't stand that energy. And
Mhm.
he totally gave that energy. And it was subtle,
You
but
know,
it was enough that made me go, nah, fuck that guy.
when I was listening to Lynette and she was talking about her Chobits ears, right?
Yeah.
And I was saying, and she was saying how basically she had to let people know that she was in compliance.
Yes. Yes, because
And it
that's
would have been because of gatekeepers like Miyoshi.
Because of
Yeah.
motherfuckers like him that would have been like,
'Cause you
that's
have
not
to.
accurate.
Yeah, because
Bitch.
you're showing your ears. They don't have
Right.
ears. Because that
It-
and unfortunately, that was what happened to me at
Yeah.
when I first wore, Freya,
Yeah.
steampunk Freya, is I was getting too much echo and I forgot my earplugs, so I moved my ears back. And some guy comes up and he goes, "Freya doesn't have ears."
Fuck
I'm
that
sorry.
guy.
Mhm.
Like that's fuck you. Like fuck you, dude.
I was like,
Like it just
Freya also won't go deaf by the echoes, so you
Right?
guys
do
need
you
to stop.
it's just
Yeah, some
it's
people
it's
don't
so
realize people are in it for the, because they're enjoying it. It's the fun of it.
Mhm.
the
Yeah.
fun of embracing and representing a character that you love. That's what
Yes.
cosplay is. That's what it's
You know,
always been.
it would have been awesome if during that scene somebody would have been the ones like, all right, calm down.
Yeah.
And they would have put him
Yeah,
in his
Right.
place.
seriously, they're like
Yes.
talking back. So he bothered me because of that, and luckily he wasn't featured heavily. He was, he had a couple scenes in it, whatever. But every time he was on, I was like, asshole. Like that was the first thing I thought of, like
Yeah.
asshole. That's not a guy I'd want to hang out with, because he represents the bad part of it, and I'm glad that he wasn't a key character.
And
But
you know what? This is the type of guy that would have, and you know what? We've had friends like this.
yes,
We've had friends
absolutely,
like this that,
yes.
like,
And notice they're not
growing
part
up,
of this podcast.
you remember Shallow Hal, the movie Shallow Hal?
Yes.
Sure,
Mhm.
absolutely.
And
Jason
Jason
Alexander's
Alexander's
character.
character. Right.
Yeah,
That w You know what I'm saying? He would have been the one to
yeah,
point out whatever flaw, like, he's because of
yeah.
his Yeah,
His
I get it, I get
insecurities
it.
because of
Yeah.
him. And that's it's a him thing. That's why I said Napoleon complex, because he's a tiny little man and he wrestling and he talked tough and whatever. And it's like, no, dude, I see you.
Uh.
Shut up.
I'm
It's
sure you had to look down, but yeah, you see them.
Look, I just wanna point out Napoleon loved Josephine. He loved her.
and he loved water slides. Look, so the thing is that he's so he represented a part of the fandom that bugged me, and I'm not saying that that's the reason not to watch it. I'm just saying that I think this anime is brilliant. I think it's really fantastic, and I think it's an interesting, fun, kind of wild love letter to that era. When discovering your
Oh,
anime in a new way was
self-love.
really cool.
Mhm.
Tough love, yeah, tough love.
Yeah, there's a lot of self-love, especially when you
Yeah,
they have the anime Kubo, right? And a lot of that
yeah,
had to deal with their own things
yeah.
that they had to deal with as well,
Oh, absolutely, yeah.
And so, you're okay. You are a productive member of society.
Without a doubt. So yeah, I think that it's this anime maybe not for everybody, but if you're a fan of the history of anime, this is it required viewing.
Mhm.
Because it absolutely is representative of that. Um,
Well, I
Oh,
almost
and
feel like a
if you're an elitist anime nerd, an elitist otaku, you should
yeah,
have already watched this, categorized it, and have a PowerPoint
yeah,
presentation to explain to us
absolutely.
how
Yeah,
it
yeah,
all goes.
and how wrong we are about the meanings and all that.
one more. I did have one thought.
Yeah,
Oh,
yeah,
That
please.
I'm glad we had. I would have been pissed if I didn't get to share this one. It kind of gave me that Ready Player One vibe with
Okay, sure.
all the hits that they would have, and
Yeah,
I would love to see a Ready Player One version of anime.
like an anime centric Ready Player One kind of thing. Yeah, I mean,
That
I'm in.
that would be awesome. That would be
I'm
awesome.
in. So I'm in. There were more anime callouts in the book. Just saying. And they
Licensing.
really licensing
they
bitches, man.
probably couldn't
But
do
it was
it.
great. Yeah, that's why they couldn't do it. But you're right. I think something that leaned more into it would be a lot of fun, and especially in this day and age, it would succeed. So yeah, if you're a younger listener, you're interested in the history of anime and fandom, that's what it was like. And a lot of times, especially self thieving, that shit was fucking funny. I was laughing because it's just like, absolutely, that is a thing that happened, and it was crazy. You just fucking walk into a studio and pretend you worked there, and because it was the '80s, nobody fucking cared. It was wild.
Yeah.
But he was careful not to take the ones that were actually part of the movie.
There's
Right.
codes to this shit, man.
Is he?
There's
Hey, look,
codes.
every pirate has a code. All right, I'm just saying.
Follow the code.
I
As a
love how he had
pirate.
to clarify
Oh,
that.
yeah.
He's like,
Yeah.
I'll go get one,
Yeah.
but I won't
not a
get one
fucking
if they're
monster.
actively. You're right. That's what he said. I'm not a monster. I want to see the
Right.
movie succeed.
Yes, that's right. Because we have codes, damn it. So yeah, Otaku no video, a piece of history. So I'm glad we all got a chance to get through it. So yeah, that's gonna do it for our show today. So until next time, keep calm, and one day you might just become the Otaku King.
You've just been privy to the mindless midlife musings of the anime nerd, presented by Geek Grotto. For show notes and corrections, or for general geeky fun, you can visit our website at geek-grotto.com. If you're listening to us on your favorite podcast app, please like, follow, and subscribe.